Have you ever looked around at friends your age and wondered why some of them seem to be going strong into their 80s and beyond, still gardening, walking, laughing, while others seem to fade away so quickly? One moment they're doing okay, and the next you hear they've had a fall, an illness, or worse. It makes you pause and think, doesn't it? Asterisk now, aging is something we all have to go through. That part is guaranteed. But how we go through it, that's where the difference lies. And believe it or not, many of the things that lead to serious health problems after 80 aren't sudden or random. They're slow, sneaky, and often preventable. In fact, research shows that 98% of deaths after age 80 are linked to just 6 major causes. 6. That means if you learn about them, understand them, and make a few small but powerful changes, you can protect yourself, live longer, and feel better doing it. Asterisk, this video is for you if you're already in your 60s or 70s, or even just approaching retirement, because what you do now shapes how you'll feel at 80, 85, and beyond. We're going to talk about what those 6 causes are, why they're dangerous, and most importantly, what you can do starting today to lower your risk. You deserve to live a full life, not a fearful one. So let's take this step together. Asterisk, let's begin with one of the biggest and most silent causes of death after 80. Cardiovascular disease. Asterisk, heart issues don't always show up as dramatic chest pain like they do in the movies. Sometimes it's just a little shortness of breath when you go upstairs, or you feel tired more often than you used to. Maybe your ankles swell a bit in the evening. It's easy to brush these things off as just aging, but the heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs care, movement, and good fuel. Asterisk, now here's the good news. Even small daily habits can keep your heart stronger longer. For example, something as simple as a brisk 20-minute walk every day can reduce your risk of heart attacks and strokes dramatically. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership, just a pair of comfortable shoes and the decision to step outside. If walking is difficult, even light chair exercises or arm movements while watching TV can make a difference. The key is consistency. Asterisk, in food. Your heart thrives on real, whole foods. Think colorful vegetables, fruits like berries and apples, nuts, olive oil, oats, and yes, plenty of water. Try reducing salty snacks and processed meats, even if it's just once or twice a week. You're not going on a diet, you're just choosing to help your heart beat stronger. Asterisk, but here's something many folks overlook. Your emotional heart matters too. Loneliness, grief, or stress can increase the strain on your actual heart. That's why staying socially connected, calling a friend, joining a local senior group, or even chatting with your neighbor isn't just good for your mood, it's good for your life. Asterisk, now let's talk about the second big cause, and this one often flies under the radar. Respiratory diseases. Asterisk, things like chronic bronchitis or emphysema may not be on your mind right now, but they become more common as we age, especially for those who've smoked in the past or lived around pollution. But even if you've never smoked a day in your life, your lungs still need support. Asterisk, have you ever caught yourself taking shallow breaths, especially when sitting for long periods? Our lungs lose elasticity with age, and many older adults don't even realize their breathing has changed. They just feel low energy or foggy. Asterisk, here's a simple test. Sit upright and take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. Hold it for a second or two, and then exhale gently through your mouth. Try doing this a few times each day. It might feel silly at first, but these deep breaths strengthen your lungs, improve oxygen flow to your brain and heart, and can even lower your blood pressure. It's like a mini reset button for your whole system. Asterisk, fresh air is also important. If possible, open a window in the morning. Step outside for a few minutes. Even that small exposure to nature and outdoor air can refresh your lungs and clear your mind. Asterisk, now, one more thing to think about here: indoor air quality. Many seniors spend most of their time inside, and without realizing it, they're breathing in dust, mold, or chemicals from cleaning supplies. If you can, keep your living space clean and ventilated. Avoid heavy chemical cleaners and try using natural alternatives like vinegar or baking soda. A little goes a long way in protecting your lungs. Asterisk, let's move on now to something that doesn't always make headlines, but deeply affects your health after 80. Diabetes and blood sugar problems. Asterisk, you might not think of diabetes as deadly, but it quietly damages blood vessels, nerves, and organs over time. After 80, it becomes a major contributor to heart disease, kidney failure, even vision loss, and yes, even death. Asterisk, the tricky part is, blood sugar issues often creep in without clear symptoms. You might just feel a little more tired. Maybe you're thirstier than usual, or go to the bathroom more often. These signs are easy to overlook. Asterisk, but here's what you can do. Start paying attention to your meals, not in a strict or punishing way, but in a loving, mindful way. Choose fiber-rich foods like whole grains, lentils, beans, and green vegetables. Swap sugary cereals or white bread for oats or sprouted grain toast. Try having fruit with a handful of nuts. It slows the sugar rush and keeps you feeling full. Longer asterisk and movement. Even light activity after meals like standing up and washing a few dishes or walking around the house can help stabilize your blood sugar. You don't need to run marathons. You just need to keep moving, even a little. Asterisk, if you're on medication or insulin, make sure you take it as prescribed and keep your checkups regular. Your doctor isn't there to scold you, they're your ally. Think of them like your personal health coach. Asterisk, so far we've talked about your heart, your lungs, and your blood sugar, all huge factors in aging well and living longer. And each one is something you have more control over than you might think. The changes don't have to be drastic. They just need to be real. Asterisk, let's take a breath here. You're doing great just by being here and listening. That means you care, and that matters more than anything. Asterisk, because now that we've looked at how the heart, lungs, and blood sugar affect your life after 80, it's time to look at what comes next. There's another silent killer that catches many older adults off guard, and it starts with the bones beneath your feet. It starts with the bones beneath your feet. Asterisk, you see, one of the most underestimated dangers as we age is falling. A simple trip on a rug, a slip in the bathroom, or losing balance while reaching for something can cause a hip fracture, and that one event can change everything. Not just mobility, but independence, confidence, and even survival. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death among people over 80. What's heartbreaking is that many of these falls are preventable. Let's start with your bones. After 60, bone density starts to decrease, especially in women. That means bones become more fragile, like a dry twig instead of a sturdy branch. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's hopeless. Asterisk, you can protect your bones by making sure your body has what it needs to stay strong. Calcium and vitamin D are your best friends here. Foods like yogurt, milk, sardines, and leafy greens are full of calcium. And as for vitamin D, a little sunlight each day goes a long way. Just 10 to 15 minutes on your hands and face especially in the morning is enough for most people. Asterisk, but it's not just what you eat, it's how you move. Strength training, even using just your own body weight or light dumbbells, can make a world of difference. You don't need a gym. Sit-to stands from a chair, holding onto a counter while lifting your heels, or even practicing balance by standing on one foot for a few seconds. These are powerful tools. You're not just building strength. You're rebuilding confidence. Asterisk now. Let's talk about your home. Are there rugs that slide easily? Is your bathroom floor slippery? Do you need better lighting near the stairs? These may seem like small things, but when you're tired or distracted, they can become big hazards. A little rearranging now can prevent a big accident later. Asterisk, and don't be shy about using support. A cane, a walker, grab bars in the bathroom, these aren't signs of weakness. They're tools of independence. They help you keep going safely. Remember, staying safe helps you stay strong. Asterisk now. Let's move on to a cause that hides behind many others. Cognitive decline, including dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Asterisk, this one is deeply personal for many families. You may have watched a spouse, sibling, or friend slowly lose their memory, their ability to speak clearly, or even recognize loved ones. It's painful, confusing, and often isolating. Asterisk, but here's what the latest science tells us. Brain decline is not inevitable. In fact, your brain, like your muscles, can grow stronger with the right care. Asterisk, have you ever tried learning something new recently? Maybe a puzzle, a card game, or even just switching up your daily routine. That kind of stimulation builds new pathways in your brain. It's like exercise for your mind. Reading, learning a new recipe, or even teaching your grandchildren how to knit, these are more than hobbies. They're brain food. Asterisk, and don't forget how important social interaction is. The brain is a social organ. It thrives on laughter, connection, conversation. When you withdraw or isolate, your brain begins to shrink, not physically, but in function. So call someone, invite a neighbor for tea, join a group even virtually. Every connection helps keep your mind sharp. Asterisk, sleep is another piece of the puzzle. Deep, restful sleep is when your brain clears out toxins and strengthens memory. If you're tossing and turning, waking up often, or not sleeping enough, it's worth talking to your doctor. Even improving your evening routine, like turning off screens early, keeping your room cool and dark, or using a white noise machine, can lead to better rest. Asterisk, food, once again, plays a role here too. What's good for your heart is also good for your brain. Omega-3 South from fish like salmon, nuts and seeds, and antioxidant-rich berries all support brain health. And water, oh, don't underestimate the power of hydration. Even slight dehydration can make you feel foggy or forgetful. Asterisk, which brings us to the next danger, something most people ignore until it's too late. Chronic kidney disease. Asterisk, now I know what you might be thinking. Kidneys? Really? But yes, your kidneys quietly support so many systems in your body. They filter your blood, regulate blood pressure, manage minerals, and help keep your bones healthy. After 80, kidney function naturally declines, but many people speed this up without knowing it. Asterisk, one major issue is not drinking enough water. Especially as we age, the feeling of thirst becomes weaker, so we often don't drink until we're already dehydrated. But when your kidneys don't get enough fluid, they can't flush out toxins as well. This can lead to fatigue, swelling, high blood pressure, and more. Asterisk, try this. Keep a glass or bottle of water nearby all day. Take sips even if you're not thirsty. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber if you prefer some flavor. Herbal teas are also a great option. Asterisk, another big kidney risk? Overusing certain medications, especially NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen. These can be harsh on the kidneys over time, especially when taken regularly. Always check with your doctor before using them long term. And if you're managing blood pressure or diabetes, keeping those under control also protects your kidneys. Asterisk. So let's take a breath again. We've now touched on your bones, your brain, and your kidneys, three areas that quietly affect longevity more than most people realize. Each one might not feel urgent today, but together they shape your future. Asterisk, and you're not powerless here. You have choices every day. Choices that stack up, bit by bit, into a healthier, stronger version of yourself. Asterisk, what I hope you're starting to see is that staying alive and well past 80 isn't about luck. It's about attention. It's about small, loving actions repeated daily. It's about refusing to give up on yourself, even when society starts to forget about you. Asterisk, and now it's time to look at the final threat. One that creeps in slowly, often without warning. A condition that can affect your mobility, your mood, and even your immune system. It's not always taken seriously, but it should be. I'm talking about muscle loss. Asterisk, after 60, many people begin to lose muscle without even realizing it. You might notice that lifting a grocery bag feels heavier than before, or standing up from a chair takes a bit more effort. Maybe your legs feel a little wobbly on the stairs. That's not just aging, it's something called sarcopenia or age-related muscle loss. Asterisk, why is this dangerous? Because muscle is more than just strength, it's stability, mobility, balance, and even protection for your bones and organs. When you lose muscle, everything from walking to bathing to getting out of bed becomes harder. And once that decline starts, it can snowball fast. Asterisk, but the best part? You can stop it. You can even reverse some of it. Asterisk, the human body is incredible. It responds to what we give it. Even in our 70s, 80s, and 90s. Simple resistance exercises like standing calf raises, gentle squats or lifting light weights or even soup cans help build and preserve muscle. If standing is too difficult, seated leg lifts or resistance bands can do wonders. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day, a few times a week, can bring back strength and confidence you thought was gone forever. Asterisk, and don't forget, protein matters. Your muscles need protein to rebuild. Try to include a source of protein in every meal, whether that's eggs, beans, lentils, chicken, fish, or even a protein shake if you like. If you're unsure how much you need, talk to your doctor or a nutritionist. They'll help you get it just right. Asterisk, when your muscles are strong, your body feels ready. You carry yourself differently. You walk with confidence. You're less likely to fall. And if you do have a health issue, your body is stronger and more prepared to fight back and recover faster. Asterisk now. Before we close, let's take a moment to reflect. Asterisk, we've talked about 6 powerful causes of death that become more common after 80, not to scare you, but to give you power. Power through understanding and power through action. Asterisk, we started with the heart, the beautiful, tireless engine that keeps you alive. Every heartbeat is a gift, and with a little movement, healthy food, and emotional care, you help that engine last longer. Asterisk, we talked about the lungs, how even gentle breathing exercises and fresh air can make you feel more alive, more energized, more peaceful. Asterisk, we moved into the world of blood sugar, how managing diabetes doesn't have to mean harsh changes, just better choices. A fruit here, a walk there, and the body listens. Asterisk, we explored bone health, how simple safety steps and strength exercises can prevent the falls that change everything. Asterisk, then we looked at the mind, your beautiful, unique mind, keeping it active, rested, and socially connected is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. Asterisk, and finally, we talked about the muscles that carry you every step, every hug, every chore you take pride in. They need your attention too. Asterisk, now I know. That's a lot to take in. But let me tell you something, you don't have to fix everything today. You don't even have to fix everything at all. What matters is that you care, that you're here, that you're choosing to listen, to learn, and to try. Asterisk, maybe today you take a 5-minute walk instead of staying on the couch. Maybe you drink one more glass of water than usual. Maybe you decide to add a few almonds to your snack. Maybe you pick up the phone and call someone you haven't talked to in a while. Asterisk, that's it. That's where it starts, with one kind choice, and then another. That's how you protect yourself after 80, not with fear, but with love. Love for your body, love for your future, and love for the people who still need you around. Asterisk, you see, aging isn't about decline, it's about adaptation. It's about discovering how strong you still are. And I promise you, the best parts of life don't have to be behind you. They can still be ahead, quiet moments of joy, shared laughter, deep rest, simple pleasures. You just have to be here to enjoy them. Asterisk, so don't give up on yourself. Don't let anyone make you feel invisible or unimportant. You matter. Your health matters. Your choices matter. Asterisk, if this message meant something to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Maybe you've already been working on some of these things. Or maybe you're just getting started. Either way, you're not alone. This is a community of people who care about living better, not just longer. Asterisk. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like. That helps more people find it. And don't forget to subscribe for more warm, honest, and practical advice made just for you. Asterisk, we're in this together. Every step, every breath, every new day. Asterisk, here's to living your best life at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. Asterisk, take care of yourself. You're worth it. Asterisk.